You know, there's a popular falsehood being promoted by the tiny percentage of liberal scholars in the Jesus Seminar that there is very little historical evidence available to provide a strong basis for traditional Christian beliefs about Jesus. But last week, Dr. Gary Habermas listed 12 historical facts about Jesus' life that are accepted by virtually all critical scholars. And those facts show that the Jesus Seminar is wrong. Today we're going to examine the significance of those facts. My guest, Dr. Gary Habermas, was confronted by these very facts when he was a student at Michigan State working on his PhD. These facts pulled him across the line from being a skeptic himself to becoming a Christian. And he taught the persuasiveness of these facts. I'd like you to listen.
Last program we ended with about a half dozen facts that I said, based on this material alone, we can argue that Jesus died and that he appeared after his death. Just a personal note, the reason I think these facts are so important, at least in my life, is because I spent 10 years as a skeptic. I argued with Christians, actually argued with anybody who claimed to be religious at all. It might be a Jehovah's Witness, it might be a Mormon, but many times it was a Christian. And I kept rejecting their factual bases. I kept saying, you don't have data for that. That's in the Gospels. You don't have data for this. You don't have data for that. I'd studied religion, State University, and I thought that way. And what these four facts say to me is, we can reduce our list if you want, and Christians have a right to believe the Gospels and so on. But for those who reject that, we need just a small basis, in fact, to show that the naturalistic theories have failed and that Christ has been raised from the dead. And I think that's what these half dozen facts do. Basically, here's what we're doing. We're playing the method here the way the critics do, thinking the way they think, and saying even treating the Bible is no more than an ancient book of literature. I mean, you know, how can it be less than that? It's ancient. It's got pages in it, and there's words on the pages. I mean, that's pretty basic. And treating the Bible as a book of ancient literature, you still come up with these core or minimal facts, as I call them, and on this basis alone, we can refute the naturalistic theories and argue that Jesus was raised from the dead.